in order for us to have a successful season, I believe the men's and women's tennis teams really have to buy into the fact of working hard in practice and giving us maximum effort, because the harder you work in practice, it translates into real life match play, and that goes into just digging for one more ball and things like that. We have a lot of returners and a larger squad this year, so it's going to make practice and competition for spots very, very challenging. So, I think competition breeds better results. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I think a successful part of the season would also be qualifying for the Centennial Tournament with both teams. They did last year, and they have a tradition of doing that. But also, let's try and win a couple rounds, especially on the women's side. I think we have a good shot, and the men, they're very motivated. The key losses on the men's side would be Jack Rothman and Will Samuels. They were great leaders. They helped me get acclimated to this new position that I had last year, and they were captains, and they were good leaders, and they led on the court. So trying to make up that loss is going to be tough, but we brought in some freshmen and another transfer, and I think they'll be able to fill those roles quite nicely. And I think from Jack and Will to now, it's a smooth transition, and our current captains have learned from them how to really lead this team. And then for the women, we lost two players, in Sarah Haas and Stefana, and they were both contributing in the lineup, so they're key losses. But again, we have players we have I think 4 seniors now who are able to translate how to, lead this team and get them off on the right foot. Losing seniors is always tough, because you know what you're going to get out of them. So some of it is also, we're not going to know how these freshman players are going to react, but they are sorely missed. Some key returners for the men's side are Isaac Salas, Zach Levin, Sam Bellerson, and Andrew Pace. They all played virtually every match last year, and they all played doubles. So it's nice that we already know what we're going to get from them, and they're hungry and pushing hard. And then for the women, we have 4 seniors that are all going to be playing in the lineup, and they played all last year. And Alex D'Angelo, who contributed a lot last year, she had a great record, 5 and 6. So we're able to really have the core group of the team back, which bodes well for us in the future. I think the freshman class for the men's side is going to contribute greatly, because it adds depth. They're all very solid players, and they're all going to be fighting to get into that lineup, and they all want it, and they're all driven, and they want to get better, and which is outstanding for me. It makes it easy. It makes it a pleasure going to work. And I think they're pushing some of the older guys, realizing there's a lot of drive, and sometimes new freshmen and new blood can really make it re-energize the team. And for the women's side, we have 2 additions in Lauren Wang and Caroline Ulrich, and both of them had great high school careers. The women start off at the Mary Washington Invite down in Fredericksburg, where they'll play Mary Washington and Salisbury. And those are 2 big matches, so we'll get to know where we are right out of the box in the region. We also play a tough conference in the Centennial. We have a lot of new blood and coaches, so that usually means they're very motivated, and it'll be interesting to see. I think all but one have had a new coach within the past 5 years, so it's a young league, and they want to really, all these coaches really want to prove themselves. And for the men, we have Washington Lee coming to us. We also play Salisbury, and much like the women, we've had a lot of turnover with coaches in the conference. So every match in the conference, I think, is going to be a difficult one, and I think we can still do very well in the conference. And it's motivating for me to see these young coaches come in and really try and revive some programs or continue a legacy. So I think the schedule is set up where we can regain our regional rankings, and possibly even start getting some national rankings.